How's it going, Durham McCoy here, and I just got back from Jacksepticeye's "How Did We Get Here" tour. So I'm going to do a little bit of a review on that, and the first thing is a really funny show. Jack was a lot smaller than I imagined, and so I was like, the funny thing was with the show was that he brought up a lot of references to like old things and like videos and stuff like that, and like a lot of like funny stories. A lot of his background, where he came from, and how he got to where he is today. Obviously, the name of the whole show is how he got here. The only thing I really didn't like was his like the actual show itself was about 30 minutes. Which I drove like 2 hours and 20 minutes to get there, and then back. So it's like total like 4.5 hour trip, and for a 30-minute show, and I also paid it was like $50 for the ticket when taxes and everything like that came through. So that was a little bit excessive for a 30-minute show, because it was 45 minutes, but the last 15 minutes of it were like a Q&A. So there's that. It's definitely not. I mean, I'm pretty sure he said this in a previous vlog he did. It definitely wasn't a question, like a very interactive show. Just because it was more of a stand-up comedy show. It wasn't about interacting with people that much. He did interact with people. There was interaction with different, so he played 3 games, I believe. It was Shadow of the Colossus. So they brought up, I don't know, but one of the games was Shadow of the Colossus, and they brought up one person. He's kind of playing a little bit. And then, Jack was there kind of a little joking with him all of that. What's your name? What's your YouTube name? Catchphrase. You make a catchphrase for him. People didn't have one and all that stuff like that. The one catchphrase for the guy was titty sprinkles. So half the side of the theater would say titty, and then that would say sprinkles. So there's a little chanting thing going on. That's pretty fun. Other than that, the other game was they played Happy Wheels. They had 3 people go up for Happy Wheels. And I don't know what the last one was. But anyways, there was some group participation, I guess you call it. But it definitely wasn't a big thing for people. It's more like you just watch the show. Kind of. In the end was the Q&A, which was it was people asking him like whatever questions, like how do I do a successful YouTube or whatever, and Jack did give a lot of good tips on that. Kind of learn a little bit from that, especially like how he got there. People asked him like how he got so good at drums, and like just like kind of like little questions like that. Other than that, I mean, like there's one girl, she's like in college or whatever, and she was like crying when she's asking her question of like how to survive college and stuff like that. There wasn't a whole lot of interaction. Like only like I'd say in total like 13 people or whatever like interacted with him. And and most of the show was just him doing his little stand-up act. It was funny. But if you're going for like a thing where you like a little meet and greet, that kind of thing, it's definitely is not your kind of event. It's definitely more of a thing you'd save for PAX or whatever he goes to, like that. Some of the stories he told were absolutely hilarious. They were funny. Like his hometown and all those little the differences, I guess, between American culture and small town Ireland kind of culture. That was pretty good. So yeah, other than that, I'm going to try to get to play Far Cry 5. I tried to record an episode earlier today before I went to the show, but my computer decided to crash on me. Wasn't too happy about that, but hopefully I can find out what's wrong and fix that issue. So I lost all that recording, so I'll do that again. Other than that, that's about it for me. Once again, real McCoy here. Please like, share, and subscribe. If you can still get a ticket for the tour, I would recommend it. It was a pretty funny show for the length, anyways. And yeah, unless they're all sold out by now, it might be. Well, anyways, I'll see you next one. Take it easy.